Okay, good morning guys. It is Saturday the 3rd of July 2010. Just going to do a look back on the week here on this pound dollar and for the week ahead, the outlook for the week ahead. Just because we had a couple of chances here possibly on the pound dollar this week, which didn't come off, but we didn't get into any trades, so that was good. It's kind of gone slightly further and kind of done not really what I was expecting it was going to do. There is a bit of fundamentals that came into the market midweek. The UN was calling for a change to the reserve currency, so that could have had a bit of an effect on this price action. So we'll see where we go from here. But basically, I was looking for it to fail that 1.5128 level this week. So I've marked it off here. We did initially fail it on Monday, but we didn't quite get the signal at the level, and then there wasn't even, I was hoping we'd get even a 5 minute signal on push to the actual level in this kind of period here, but we didn't even get that either. So didn't get involved in that trade. Turned out anyway the market turned, and I wouldn't take it on a second go, and we're actually going to stay above there to the close of the week. But the important thing as well is that we don't go above that 1.5314. If we remove that level to the close on the week, then things are really going to change here, and the whole bearish scenario could be sort of looking like it might change. To overall confirm that, to see us moving a lot higher, we need to obviously break that 1.6338 level, which is a long way off. But there's early signs coming into the market that things could begin to turn here. I'm not going to take away this position though, just based on this. I had a plan for it, so I'm just going to leave it. I've already taken everything I can take out of it anyway. I'm only left with the minimum amount in it, so I'm not really too fussed about it. I was looking as well though at this monthly chart. We've made a 9 count buy setup. We're breaking out to the high side. But if we keep going higher, by the time if we make this thrust bar, we're going to be pretty high. And often what happens when we get thrust bars sort of made like quite high up, usually we get a good retracement of them. So based on as well, this is the other thing, we're getting the early signs here on this daily chart now that we could be about to break the upper bat resistance here at the 1.5281. We're really close to that level now. But one kind of interesting thing that came around was the fact that we completed a buy setup yesterday. It wasn't really on the cards until Thursday. We had this massive bullish outside bar here on the Thursday. So that brought about, back into play this 9 count sell setup. So there is still a chance here that we remain below this 314 level and post the bearish thrust bar, hold the bat in place, and then really kick on from there and take out the lows from before. So there is a possibility still there that scenario could play off. But if we don't make a thrust bar and we go up and remove that bat to resistance there, then I would expect a correction and then a new kind of trend to start to form from there. Places to look to buy would probably be around about this 1.47 level TDST support. We had a bit of a high point there. We had the low of the 9, the 8 and the 9 basically closed around about this area. So that would be basically sort of 25% correction at least on that kind of view. So looking at that, overall obviously still looking to be bearish on this pair, but if things start to change, like I say, we got to go with it and look to take these signals and not sort of mix up the views here. If we start to see the early signs, then I'll definitely look to get involved in it. If things really do turn here and we aren't going to head down towards parity, we're going to start going higher, then we've got a lot of room to move up to the upside here, all the way back up to where we were a couple of years ago. It's not out of the question. We could make a higher low here, push on from here, over the course of the next couple of years. So we got to prepare for that as well, and That's what I'll be doing. But at the moment anyway, looking at this on the weekly chart, as long as we stay below that 1.5314, I think the bearish stance will hold. But if we do go above that 1.534, and we'd obviously break that bat resistance there, then things start to look a wee bit more bullish for this market. So yeah, so that's kind of the scenarios here. There's quite a few different scenarios that we can look at here this week. So initially we're just keeping an eye on this bat level, but if we do make a bearish thrust bar here, looking at the weekly chart, if we make a bearish thrust bar here, it's a perfect spot. I know we've come up and closed, well, we're possibly going to close above this 128 to the weekly close, but we've still not removed the risk, you know, like the actual protection stop loss area that the stops would be, which would be the high of this 1.5314. So as long as that remains intact, we could easily still fail here, post a lower high, and close below this 4872 this week's high low, which is now the new level. So if we close below there, look to sell there and get involved in it again as well. So we're at critical point here in the market, I would say, definitely this week. We've got to see if that 281 is going to be broken or not, or if that 314 is going to hold. So it's a really critical week here for the bears in this market and the bulls, to see who's going to come out on top. We could see, this could be the week where we see everything change. The bears are really going to have to fight hard here if they want to hold on to this market, I would say. Okay, cheers.